Welcome back to Window Chats with Robyn. I'm laughing because this is actually the fourth time I've tried to do this, and I'm hoping this works and it can save and Thet can join. Oh my goodness. Okay, he's here. I'm excited. I hope it works. I sent the request and here we go. Waiting for it. Waiting for tonight. That's such an underrated song. Oh, thank goodness. Oh my gosh.
There you are.
Thank you for joining again. In the third time I did this, I explained how I didn't want to save. And I was actually genuinely upset. You know when you have a good conversation with someone and you're filming it and it doesn't save? And yeah, so.
Yeah, I hear you.
Do you think we can replicate it? I don't know. I'm not
I don't
sure.
know. It was
random, right? I even changed my chair, so it's not 100%. Everything's a little different. It's nighttime now, a lot of different variables. Maybe your daughter won't do a cameo. There's a lot of factors. I don't know.
Might be a different surprise this time. I don't know.
It could be, right? See, I want to keep it random, but I also want to talk about everything that we spoke about because it was great. So I brought out the cucumber water for this one. I'm feeling fancy. Have you ever had cucumber in your water?
No, I haven't actually.
I saw it in a movie once and they were mocking it, but in a way that made me want to try it in my water. It's pretty good.
Okay, I gotta try that.
This is why I brought you back. We discussed you were a vegetarian previously, and here's some fun ways to spice up your water. Today's segment is sponsored by cucumber. But yes, do you have class tonight?
I do at 7 o'clock.
Oh, okay. So let's chat. We're gonna start right away. Talk about Toronto Actor Studio, as you were. I'm just talk about it. Make sure we get it in.
Well, Toronto Actor Studio. Okay. I have the logo right here.
Yes.
It's Toronto Actor Studio hoodie. We run. I started the school about a couple of years ago. Well, actually, a little under a year. And I had a studio in downtown Toronto, but because of COVID. In March of last year, I had to switch to online. And at first I was, skeptical and I wasn't sure what was going to happen, but it actually, grew tremendously within the past year. And I'm actually loving it because, you can invite different industry guests, from LA, from anywhere, to join. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, it's an adult acting classes. I teach method acting exercises and method acting techniques, and it's been doing great so far. So yeah, it's on the and 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesdays.
Whoa.
So yeah.
Why Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
Well, it started off with just Mondays. And then it started growing, so I did Mondays and Wednesdays, and then it started growing again, and I did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and I might be expanding it to Thursdays as well. So about 10 to 12 actors each class, each session. So yeah.
No, I'm always curious about how people choose their dates. I don't know why. That always intrigues me. What's the most popular day to learn? And for me, I almost think I wouldn't want to do a Monday because I'm still in that weekend vibe. But because we're in COVID situation, isn't every day an odd day and never truly a weekend? So
yeah, it's interesting actually because Mondays and Wednesdays are the most popular days, and Tuesdays are there's less people on Tuesdays, which I find interesting.
Yeah.
And Mondays and Wednesdays, I think right now you're right, like Mondays are very popular. People like to join in on Mondays. So.
Well, you learn it on the weekend, then I got this, I put in the practice, and
yeah, exactly,
watch me excel, no big deal, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. But Yeah, what else did we talk about?
Oh no,
Um,
okay. I'm gonna bring it up organically and we're gonna pretend that we didn't have an hour dress rehearsal, which was actually just the Instagram live and not saving. Oh,
is it recording right
so
now?
it is recording. It just didn't save. And oh God. Anyways, there was a lot of emotions. I felt upset and
That's okay,
yeah. Well, no, I mean,
things
you're giving
happen.
your time and you're giving more time now. And I thought, this guy is so generous with his time. Thank you. But
No
I love what
problem.
you were saying. And I love you as a person. I mean, like, I'm married. I don't love you, but like, I think you're a really cool guy. And I really enjoy what you're doing and the people that you're bringing into your classes. And the other thing that I was thinking about, and how you advertise, that's what it was. That's what the other point. And just how you promote people and how you inspire others to promote themselves. So I really do admire that about you.
Thank you, thank you. I mean, you yourself, you're constantly doing things, and I'm always watching you. And like we said earlier,
He's
the
always
industry is so
watching.
small. Yeah, exactly. Like you don't know who's watching, and you might be surprised who's watching. Sometimes I get messages from people that I have no idea that were actually paying attention to what I was posting, and that's what that's why I tell my students to uh, to pay attention to what you're posting because people
Oh,
are watching.
it's a nice way to
So
phrase it. Be
yeah,
mindful. Don't
yeah.
post everything. Okay. I say that and I posted an absurd picture of back in my Disney princess days today because it made me smile. So I do what I want. Me and social media have a love-hate relationship, but yes. Oh gosh. It is very interesting though, because a lot of people in the industry say be careful what you post. And I've actually recently had quite a few auditions where they're going to check your social media and all that. And I'm thinking, I don't know. I mean, I guess that is the way of certain parts of the industry now, I guess.
Yeah, I think so because especially now, everybody's just like sitting at home and they're just scrolling through Instagram pages and what people are posting and um, yeah, I mean, as a filmmaker myself, I like to know um, who's posting what and what are they doing and it's good to know. It's good to
Well,
know.
and I love that you watch it too because for me this has been such a great time. You know when you say you're going to support your friends and then you don't. Now I can actually watch the stuff that they're doing and they're making, and I'm just so impressed with some people. There was someone
Yeah.
I don't even remember. It was recently, but I thought I didn't know you could do this, and not in a way I just never seen them do this role or this character before. I'm like, wow, well done. It's so impressive, and I mean everyone. I find everyone impressive. It's just putting yourself out there, but also having the time to finally watch and support. I'm happy for that. That's the one. I'm happy that I have nothing else going on. I'm watching everyone else's work. It's a good life. No.
Yeah, I'm learning too. I mean, the school is just over a year old, and
Happy birthday.
um, oh, thank you. And the things that I post are, um, there's like different apps you can use to make posters and make it more visually attractive and all that stuff. I'm learning, and it takes a lot of time, doing some Photoshop work and
Hmm.
posting in like 30 Facebook groups.
You
And
do post it in so many groups. I'm thinking, I just saw it, but and I love that though. Because I would say, oh no, I think the majority of people saw it. And no, everyone's gonna see this. This is awesome, and it's amazing. It's so good.
yeah, I
But
mean, I don't really
you're
know what I'm
promoting
doing.
other people, and it's great. And I think you had some kind of student of the week thing once that I saw. I'm like, oh, I want to be
Yeah.
student of the week. I know I don't even really technically study at your studio, but I just want the title of student of the week. There's some kind of accolade that I need to achieve. Oh, that was a
Yeah,
well thought out promo. I'm like, oh, that was
thank you.
smart.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's so important for us actors to be validated. Like when I was taking classes in back in the day, sometimes you feel demotivated and you want to quit acting. And when you get yelled at by the acting coach, you just like feel so small. And I don't believe in that. I believe in actually promoting and encouraging people who really want to know the craft of acting. And if they do well, you will be rewarded. If you don't do well, then I'll tell them to, hey, you got to put in more work. But at the same time, it's like, I don't need to yell at them. I don't need to put them down. I don't need to belittle them. We're all in this together. And I think it's an old school technique to make the students feel small to be able to get them to shine. I just don't get that idea, at all.
There was an article written recently trying to get rid of those teachings. I think it's still practiced.
Mm-hmm.
I do wonder though, because everyone learns so differently, do people need that kind of negative reinforcement? Does that help certain people? I personally do not like it because I'm hard enough on myself.
Mm-hmm.
But there was this sketch on SNL. It made me laugh. It was Peloton, and it was just negative reinforcement while they were cycling. You're terrible. And it was just so funny because I think sometimes people need that. But the way they did it was so clever. Again, because normally Peloton, all those fitness groups, yeah, you got this, keep pushing, and then total opposite. It was very. I personally don't learn like that. I think the majority of people don't, but yeah. Oh, Hannibal wrote something. Oh,
Hannibal, I miss you, buddy.
Thet the Jedi. Oh, Thet the Jedi. Oh, the female Charlie Chaplin. Oh my goodness, that's my favorite thing I've ever been called. Oh, I'm keeping that. I'm gonna try and do a screenshot of that, and then when I have to do testimonials, I've been called the female Charlie Chaplin. It's kind of a big deal. It's an Instagram live thing. You wouldn't get it. That's cool. I'll have to grow my mustache out a bit. Yeah.
No, yeah, you have this like ball of energy, and it's just like I was saying earlier, it's I can just picture you walking into the audition room, and it's just like, hey, everybody, I'm here. This is me. This is Robyn. What's up? I love
God. See, and I've been told, so I'm just so much sometimes that I try and tone it down. And I'm trying to realize that I should just be myself. And if they don't like me, that's what it is. But it can be a lot, especially when it's in front of a camera. I'm like, hey, da, da, da. I mean, if it's a musical, I would sing. Otherwise, that's jazz hands are unnecessary. But it's trying to figure out how far can I go but still make it real. But I'm like, I don't know. This is me being real. Maybe. And then I think I'm still trying to figure out who I am. It's a daily process. Yeah, it's a daily struggle of who am I. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I love these chats. When I finished chatting with you, I just felt so good because you're so encouraging and you're putting out so much good in the world, right? You're just promoting people and just encouraging people to get better. And you yourself, right? We talked about your 90-day challenge. We'll talk about it again because it wasn't saved. But you're not only are you telling others to work on their craft, but you're also trying to get better. And I love that. So let's chat about your 90-day challenge, if you will, sir.
Absolutely. During this time, I was feeling a little bit, not going anywhere, not seeing anybody. I was like, okay, what can I do? So I just started, researching different workout programs and different nutritional, guides and stuff like that. So I just found this program that gives you a 90 days workout every day. I just need some sort of a formula for me to follow.
Like
and yeah, right. And because I have the motivation, I have the willpower, I just need some sort of instructions and guidance. So I signed up for it. I got myself, 7-day meal plans, vegetarian meal plan, and I figure, you know what? Why not challenge myself as an actor? So, do something acting related. And mostly I've been doing monologues, and every day it's been monologues. But a few days I had to, I just didn't have time because I'm running my school, and at the same time I've got my films that are in post and pre-productions, and
I'm hearing a lot of excuses.
Right? So it sounds like excuse every time, but But yeah, it's been great. You know, motivate yourself, challenge yourself because you're your own enemy. You know, you don't have to prove anybody. You don't even have to post it online if you don't want
Mhm.
to. It's for you only, right? So I don't post every day, but I know that I'm doing it, and so yeah, it's been amazing, and it's whenever I tell people, okay, you know, I want everybody in my class to have 2 to 3 monologues in your back pocket. So, you know, I would call them every, you know, give it's like a pop quiz, right? I would choose one person. Okay, I want you to do your monologue. You know,
Oh
give me one
God.
of your monologues. So, um, and a lot of people find it hard to find a monologue, and
Oh God.
so I'm like, okay, you know what? Here I am. I'm giving you like I've done about 20 monologues now, and it's really not that hard. You know, just go out there and
You
find
know what?
something.
It's not. I realize too. There's so much available. We have all these streaming services that I just watch, and if I laugh or if it resonates with me, I just write it down. Because when I go through my previous monologues, my whole Rolodex there, I don't like them anymore. I've moved on. I've developed as an actor. But with this, I find there's so many pieces that I haven't explored, and I'm excited to try them out. So, yeah, I like that you should have, I've always heard that you should have monologues in your back pocket, but I tend to do more comedy. So if someone says, whip out the dramatic, I mean, I could make it dramatic in a funny way, but do you tend to do more drama or comedy, or do you do both? You're balanced.
I would say I'm more of a dramatic actor. Um, I do enjoy comedy though. I feel like comedy's you know, a bit more challenging. But yeah, I enjoy drama a bit more. Yeah.
So would you choose the monologues where you make people cry, or what is,
What do you mean?
those ones that are, I mean, so here's the question. When you're choosing a monologue, does it just have to resonate with you, or are you trying to generate a feeling from someone else in the sense of, okay, so I want people to feel this way, or this is how this monologue makes me feel, or is it kind of column A, column B? Was that a dumb question? I don't know.
No, no,
Okay.
there's no such thing
They
as
say
dumb
there's no
question.
such thing, but I guarantee I've asked some dumb questions and I've been told that was a dumb question. All right.
I mean, it's there is really I don't think there's any limits to choosing a monologue at all. For me, it's I like to play with my own sub-personalities, you know, like what kind of sub-personality can I bring out to do this monologue kind of thing, right? And sometimes I even pick monologues that were done by female, you know,
Yeah,
actresses,
I like
right?
that.
You don't have to stick to, you know, your age group or just do it, you know? So yeah, it doesn't matter, you know, Shakespeare, you know, modern play or classical play, it doesn't matter, you know, just go for it and just stretch your imagination, stretch your skill set, and have fun with it, you know. So,
Do you stick
uh,
to the 1 minute timeline?
not necessarily, no. Um,
What's the longest monologue you've learned so far?
I think maybe 5 minutes, perhaps 5 to 6 minutes.
Whoa.
Yeah. One of the longer ones I posted on Facebook, Glengarry Glen Ross. It's like it's a very popular monologue, and yeah, it's about 2 pages long. I love that monologue. So yeah.
I mean, you know what I like seeing, and I think I've seen multiple people do that. I love seeing people's different takes on it. And
Hmm.
that's the hardest thing to do. I think when I choose a popular monologue, it's, well, I've seen it done this way. I might have liked it better this way instead of, and I always end up choosing the popular monologues. I just like them.
Yeah.
They're fun. But I mean, if I'm being compared to one of the greats, I'm like, yeah, that's fair. They probably did it better. They booked the role. They're a star, right? But it's hard to get out of your head when you're doing those kind of monologues because all I hear is the person who originally did the monologue when I'm trying to perform it. It gets challenging.
Yeah. I mean, if somebody can't seem to move past the the piece that has been already done by somebody famous, then it's not on you, it's on them because they can't seem to, you know, move past their own imagination.
I like that.
Because,
They have no
yeah.
imagination and it's their fault.
I mean,
That's on you.
if I'm watching you, I'm watching you make the choices. I'm not thinking about whatever Anne Hathaway doing the same monologue. I'm watching you, and I'm watching if you're actually breaking down the beats, and if you're acting the verbs correctly and stuff like that. I mean, I guess from an acting coach point of view, I don't care, if a famous person did the same monologue or not. I'm watching you, you know. So whenever somebody say that, oh, that's already been done by somebody, this and I shouldn't do that. I, I I don't agree with that. It's like I enjoy watching different people do it. Even if they do it exactly the same, that's not the same person. You're
It's
you,
true.
and you're making your own choices, right? So yeah.
I mean, I love that. I find my struggle is I have this weird memory, so I know if someone says the wrong word if it's a popular monologue, and for some reason that bothers me. I don't know why. I mean, maybe it's because I'm starting to write now, and I'm thinking, are you not respecting what the writer wrote? But I'm like, you know what, Robyn? Give them a break. They still did a good job. But there's something about they wrote those certain words for a reason, and then maybe I was watching that Aaron Sorkin masterclass, and then that got in my head because that's hard to get word perfect, and that's a whole level of acting that I'm like, well done.
Yeah,
Whoa,
exactly.
that's a lot. That's oh my gosh. Is there okay? If you had a dream role, what would it be? This is
A dream
we
role?
didn't discuss this earlier, so this is off the cuff
Oh my
improv.
goodness. I thought
Here
we
we
were going to
go.
stick to what we already
I
talked
know.
about. Um, this
Apologies.
is, who would it be? I don't know. I just like dramatic roles, really. Um, I'm not, you know, I'm not a big action person, but I would do it if I have to. Um, but I'm more of I don't really enjoy romantic, comedy stuff. I don't see myself as a romantic comedy guy. Um, but I mean, I will do it if I have to.
Oh, see, you're saying that, but you could be that romantic comedy guy. I don't believe in this stuff, but then the girl persuades you otherwise. The meaning of Christmas. Oh my gosh, yes.
Hallmark, you know?
Hallmark is adult Disney. It is amazing. There's always a happy ending. And I mean, if you watch the last 5 minutes of any movie, you can just figure out what happened in the entire. It's my favorite part. I
Yeah.
like the last 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, got it. This is what happened. It's a delight. It really is. And it's so fun. And I love watching. This is my favorite pet peeve when they hold the coffee cups and there's obviously nothing in it, but then someone's delivering a tray and it's like, all right, here's your tray of coffee. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but those are the things that I look for that I think if I ever had that role, I would make it feel weighted. There would be, that's a method right there. This is full of
That's right.
coffee. This is a caramel macchiato. It's hot. Be careful. This is an oat milk latte. Enjoy. Yeah, this is the things that I think about as I watch. Do you overanalyze films when you watch them? Is that just me being weird? There's only
No, I
two
mean,
options. It's Robyn's weird or you over.
you're not weird at all. No, I mean, you're a writer, right?
I
Um,
dabble, of course.
yeah, and I've been writing too, and I've been exploring different books on writing and stuff like that. And as an actor, you can't just stick to acting. You got to know a little bit of everything. And I've been writing, and when I watch movies now, I tend to yeah, I do tend to overanalyze, I think, in terms of the performance, in terms of the character analysis, in terms of the story and the plot analysis. I always try to uh, figure out where the different beats are happening during the story and stuff like that. Yeah, and it's fun to
Yeah,
do.
it's also fascinating too because as I said before, when I write down the monologue that they're saying, and I stare at the monologue, I'm reading it over, and I thought, what an interesting way to break this down. And I get so impressed with some. I mean, other times I think, okay, I that was a choice. But for the most part, I'm genuinely impressed at how they thought and how they broke it up. Because I mean, a writer could write it a certain way, but the delivery of some of these monologues can be so powerful. I mean, scenes as well, but again, I'm just looking for some monologues. doing some slam, staying relevant. You know how I is. But yeah.
Yeah, and it's and some of the actors that I come across, um they claim to be natural, and they don't try and do much analysis, character analysis, or scene analysis, and then they're like, no, I'm really good with like memorizing, and I'm gonna wing it. I'm really natural, and I find that funny because you can tell that you didn't do your homework, you know, and I think it was Leo DiCaprio that said in his early career, uh, he would go into an audition room and he would be like, winging it. He's like, I'm good at everything. You want me to do this? I'll do it because I'm good at it. And he couldn't tell why he wasn't booking until he started to do some scene analysis and come up with the five W's and one H, figure that out at least. That's the fundamental of scene analysis. So only when he started doing that and he just started booking the roles, right? So it's the preparation's everything. And a lot of people, they can memorize very well and they're very proud of it, which is good, great. It's a great quality, great skill.
Hmm.
Um, but lines are always a lower priority, right? The preparation is the higher priority. The lines come later, you know.
It's
So
just so interesting, right? And you're not the only person that I've heard say this. It's just so hard as actors to remember that because you get the script and okay, learn the lines. Okay,
you
I gotta
start
learn them all. And
memorizing.
then oh wait,
That's right.
okay, what is the intention and why am I saying this? And what is the relationship? Like there's so many other factors that okay, that's why when I flub a line now, I'm like, you know what? I delivered it convincingly enough and I felt the intention, so we submit uh
Yeah.
50 takes later. But it's fine. It's
Yeah. It's crazy. But we do
it,
what we have to do.
I mean,
So
what is your ultimate goal? Do you have your 10-year plan, your vision of I mean, I ask you that, but really I have no answer myself. I throw out the hard questions to people and really hope they don't throw it back on me because I'm like, I'm trying to survive. Maybe be an adult today. I don't know.
absolutely, right? I mean, when I started this school, I had no idea what I was doing. I was like, okay, I just I've taken all these classes with different acting coaches, in Toronto, in LA, in New York. Okay, now what do I do with all this knowledge? And I just started with, I think it was like four people at an apartment at my buddy's house, and we just started there, and then we moved to a really really tiny studio in the East End, Toronto, and then we had maybe eight people. So from there, my ultimate goal was to actually do the retreat.
Yes.
Um,
Oh, that was organically brought up. Well done. Okay. We didn't talk about this earlier at all. Yes, the retreat.
yeah, so the retreat was my big dream, my milestone for the school, and I had no idea if it was going to happen, if people are actually going to be accepted, if they're going to accept this idea. But yeah, so summer of 2019, was it summer of 2000? Yeah, 2019.
I'm going to say yes.
We had summer retreat. My vision was to have two retreats in a year, summer and winter, where we're Canadians. We love cottages. We love going to the cottage. It doesn't matter if it's snowing or if it's sunny. We want to go to the cottage. So the summer retreat, it's my vision was to have 10 actors get together at a cottage and we just work the whole weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 2 nights, 3 days. We stay there. We arrive Friday. We chill. We relax. We have some drinks and have celebrate life. And then and I want to give credit where credit is due. This idea of an intensive weekend getaway. I used to take. I used to go to the intensive workshops with Eric Morris, who's an acting teacher in LA. He's a master teacher. He's taught like Johnny Depp and Jack Nicholson and all
Oh,
these guys. So, and he has this thing called jamborees, which are about 5 to 6 days long, where people just go to UCLA and they get a room, like a dorm, and every day they wake up 8 o'clock in the morning, and then we just start working on method acting
so cool.
exercises, you know. And so when I did mine back in summer 2019, I didn't know what to expect. We had 10 actors and actresses, and we went, and there are different major method acting techniques that you can only teach during, not only, but it's better to teach it uh, over a course of like a few hours, right? I can't teach it on Zoom. So subpersonalities was what we focused on, and we had 10 actors and actresses, and we woke up, had breakfast together, and 9 o'clock in the morning we started working, and we ended up around 11 o'clock at night, and we felt like we didn't have enough time because we were so immense, like we were so deep into the work that we didn't realize what time it was, and everybody got in touch with their vulnerable sides of themselves, and we had like a couple of tough dudes, like they're like, yeah, what's vulnerable? I don't know what that is. So even these guys at the end of the exercises and the work, they were crying. It wasn't my intention to make everybody cry, but everybody cried because they get in touch with their own vulnerable side, right? And I was also with everybody, and I was also crying my eyes out, because I feel, as actors, empathy is our weapon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So everybody was feeling everybody's emotions, and we were just like embracing each other, and something happened. We became free of whatever they were trying to suppress, and now they're free to act, and it's okay. It's very empowering. So, and I wanted to do the winter retreat in last month, but of course it didn't happen. So,
Well, I mean, the times, but yeah.
yeah, we'll hopefully we'll get to resume that. So I'm really
For sure.
looking forward to that. Yeah.
Oh my
So
God. As you're describing the retreat, first off, well done. Pretty much word perfect from what it was last time. I wouldn't have known that this is the second time you're saying it. I'm like, look at this pitch. This guy is good. But it's something about the retreat, and I just picture, have you ever gone to sleepover camp?
sleepover camp back, yeah, maybe when I was in high school.
When you're
Yeah.
younger, and I picture that wake up and then someone walking through the halls, everyone get up, and it's the whole,
Yeah.
all right, here's your breakfast, you're in charge of cleaning. That's what I picture when I see a retreat. This whole, and then because I went to a Jewish one, do they say Birkat Hamazon? It's a blessing after you eat. I don't think so, but it could be very interesting. We'd always have to say the anthem in the morning, and that's what I picture. Again, it's an acting one, but the thought of that entertained me. Because do you say the anthem? Is that just a school thing? Is that, I just remember every day in school we had to say the English one and the Hebrew one. That was our thing. I mean, I guess respect your country, but I don't know the last time I've said the anthem. And this is a thought that I decided to share right now. And does that make me less patriotic? I hope not. I know the words. I'm putting it out there. Anyone doing your retreat, I insist on the anthem every morning for me. Like, why are we doing this? Well, Robyn mentioned we are not patriotic. And who's Robyn? Like, it's fine, guys. You're welcome.
You should join us next time. Yeah.
Okay, I am very awkward at these things. I am very uncomfortable in cottages. You can ask my family because I have a very large family that insisted on cottage retreats, and I am awkward in the wilderness. I know it's a nicer cottage of sorts, but I am very awkward and uncomfortable. And I think just getting over that alone would be that's how I grow as a person, not just an actor. That would be my vulnerability, is showing up. That's as much as you're going to get. It's like,
There you go.
Here. I'm just going to watch you guys all cry and just try know. I don't know why I'm so paranoid about the woods or retreat. Maybe I watched a lot of shows where people got killed by bears or shot in the woods. I don't know what I was watching as a kid. I don't. I can't explain this fear of the wilderness. I really can't.
Really, that's interesting.
Is it? I don't know if it's interesting or just another quirk. It's not on my resume. Travels in the wilderness. That's not a skill that I possess. If I was lost in the woods, I'm staying there. It's like some people are handy, right? They can make a fire, figure their way out, like cell service, and it died, and now I will. So that's my vision of how I would die there. God. And now that's an idea for a script. There you go. Girl
there you go.
dying and oh, I definitely will do something for that. That's pretty entertaining. And that's why we did part 2, to generate ideas for writing. Thank you, sir.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. But no, I think that's a great idea to have. It's just such a bonding experience, and being able to let go and getting rid of all those outside pressures. And because it's you, I would absolutely trust it. I think that's the terrifying thing with these retreats, is if you don't know the person and you're just going and you hear stories, right? But it's like, it's Thet. It's fine. They're nice people. They're trustworthy. It's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's only for those who have studied with me. So I actually know who's going.
Oh, that helps.
And
okay.
yeah, that helps. And occasionally I would get referrals from somebody, if they can join the retreat, and I'll be like, okay, if you know this person, then I trust you, kind of thing, So I don't just bring on anybody that want to go. So I need to know whom I'm going with. So
well,
it's a big responsibility.
It is, right? I always think of the liability, because gotta think about the lawsuits in my head. I honestly like to think of the worst, because then I'm prepared. And people say that's pessimistic, but I'm just like, that's being ready. So
yeah, it's nothing wrong with that. Yeah,
you never know. And you say you never know what's going to happen, but I'm thinking, I know, because I've already thought of the worst and I am ready. So I'm putting it out there. People should think a little more pessimistically, in the sense of being more prepared, versus I can't believe that happened. I'm like, I knew that was going to happen. I was ready.
If anybody, questions you, just tell them, hey, have you seen The Cabin in the Woods? Like, have you seen that movie? Like, seriously?
I have to figure out what movies they were. I mean, any horror film, definitely. I wanted to make a joke. It was Dirty Dancing. No, that was a lovely scenery. Oh, that was an interesting. There was a show on. Have you seen the making behind the movies? It's on. It's so fascinating, and it just the movies that didn't get made, and Home Alone almost wasn't made, and Dirty Dancing almost didn't finish, and I thought these are some pretty iconic movies. And then I think if I'm ever creating a movie and it's almost not going to get finished, and then I finish it, then it's going to be iconic. That's how I know. It always has to have a story, and that's why they give you that story, so you can tell, well, guys, it almost didn't happen. There's one about Elf recently with Will Ferrell, because they didn't want to put him in as a lead. And I thought, that is so interesting. I didn't know that. Knowledge is power. So
yeah, some of the for sure, yeah. No, I'm intrigued by some of these little intricacies of the behind the scenes of what happened and all that. It's
Did you ever? I'm back in the day of DVDs, before you could stream everything. My favorite thing was to listen to the DVD commentary of the movies. So it's the actors or the writers or the director, and I love that so much. And I miss it. I really do miss that part. I think there are some features now where you can do that, but I loved clicking on, you watch the movie first, and then I would add the commentary afterwards, and I thought, oh, what a treat. I didn't know about that scene. That's so fun.
I love those. I know. I think they still do. I'm not sure. But yeah, I do enjoy it.
I think there's such a need for them, though, because I love the behind the scenes stuff, the stuff that no one really talks about. I mean, they have the interviews, but there's always those little things. Oh, yes, this scene, I lost my shoe. You can't tell. We couldn't, but now we know.
I
don't know why they would lose a shoe. I don't know what the scene is. She lost her shoe in the woods. There you go.
It could happen, you
It
know.
could. It could absolutely happen. I mean, you take off the shoes, you want to run barefoot, it's painful.
Yeah.
Oh my,
Are you producing any films right now or anything
ooh,
else? Are you
in
writing?
my, I mean, I was writing, so I'm always writing like comedy sketches, and then I try and shorten them because everyone's attention span is decreasing as we speak. So that's why I'm going to take this and make it into a shorter clip. Well, it's hard to find the best part because we're a dynamic duo right now, but I'll figure
Yeah.
it out. I mean, there's just so much good. This is the whole thing. Enjoy. But it's so challenging to write because I find what I like one day I don't like anymore, and but I always keep them. And I think I wake up and whatever inspires me that day I'll add on to, or I'll just move on to another one. Or sometimes I take what was a comedy and I make it into something serious, and that always interests me. Where I'm thinking, huh, didn't see that took a dark turn. That was interesting. But
Right?
I know
Yeah.
you're working on some stuff now too, though. Let's chat about that. You've got some pretty exciting stuff going on.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got two of my short films are in post-production, and one of my short films is doing the festival rounds. And
When you
last
say
year,
festival rounds, what festivals? All of them?
everywhere, as some festivals are they're worth the money, and some aren't. So you got to try and pick and choose which ones you want to put it in. Um, and I've got my first feature film that I produced uh, 2019. It's still in post production because of COVID, and so that's coming along. And right now we just locked the script for the next feature film that I'm going to be doing, and hopefully it goes on camera by end of April or May, and ACTRA has approved it. And if you go on ACTRA,
Yes.
what's in production on ACTRA website, you can see it's called The Devil's Void, and I'm really excited about it. We've got some really cool cast,
It's a Hallmark
and
movie.
no, it's a paranormal horror, genre, and I also love creating opportunities for all the actors, and especially putting some of the BIPOC artists in the front, and really acknowledging their talent. And the cast that I have, ensemble cast, is just mixture of different, like, beautiful faces and races, and it's just going to be just the team. It just excites me, just having that particular team. So I'm really excited about that. So yeah.
That is exciting, especially when you're excited to work with those people, right? Because I find I can always tell who collaborated well on a project when I watch it and I'm thinking, huh, that was a scene. I don't think that's how it was meant to go. So it's so exciting when people get together and they want to work and they want to be there and they create something so magical. So I'm excited to see it. I get nervous with paranormal stuff, but I'll watch it to support you because I'm trying to support people. God, it's going to terrify me and I won't sleep for days. That's what's going to happen. The devil's void. It sounds truly terrifying. It really does. Oh,
Yeah, so it'll be fine. We'll watch it together. You don't have to be worried or
I'd
scared.
like to be in a Netflix party. I love those. They're so random.
I,
And then
I
I'll
can
just be,
say, yeah, hey Robin, you might want to turn your head, in this scene.
well, people tell me you should look away. Then I always want to look.
I know,
Look,
right?
it's exactly run away and then, no, what? Okay.
Yeah.
I can handle it. Oh God, no, I can't handle it. I should have looked away. Whoa, that was
Yeah.
intense.
And I encourage, all the actors to really, explore producing something, web series or a short film. Or I feel like that's such a skill set that actors and actresses nowadays they need to have. And have that kind of perspective on producing side of things, you know.
Producing
Uh,
is hard. Oh
it
my
is
God.
absolutely,
I
yeah.
thought I never, I mean, they earned that producer credit to a point where I'm learning to love producing, but oh my goodness, it is challenging. And I keep making the projects bigger. And I mean, I know that's what you're supposed to do. You learn from each project, but it does not stop getting challenging. Isn't there a point where it's supposed to be easy? Okay, no, it's not. Okay,
No,
then that's how you know you're producing, right? When it's a constant challenge.
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
God, why?
yeah, and it never goes as planned, right?
Oh
Something
no.
always happens on set that's unplanned, and you just gotta like try and figure it out, you know, and that's where you rely on a strong team. And you know, people just like, okay, it's such a big, huge machine that's like a lot of moving parts, right? So, but it's a rewarding, you know, at the end of the day, and furthermore, you know, you get connected with, you know, once you make a film, which is union, and you know, you get connected to these.
Joking on nothing.
Uh,
Sorry, I'm joking.
you okay?
It's not COVID. I'm joking. I am listening.
So yeah, you get connected to all these top agents in the city, you know, and that you know, you start communicating with them, and they start to notice you, and you know, you start to collaborate, and now you're like, you know, in terms of casting directors and agents, you know, when you're just an actor and acting, you have this perception of, you know, agents and uh, casting directors to be at some weird place. But once you start producing and you realize that, you know, all these people are just people, and they just want to have a nice product made, and they really want to collaborate with one another, you know, and you start to understand, you know, you start talking to these big agents in the city, and they really want to make it work. They really want this project to really come together, you know, and everybody start collaborating, and you know, you walk into an audition room and you see a casting director and say, hey, you know, how's it going? And they really want you to succeed. And that kind of confidence, that kind of perspective only comes through producing stuff, as far as I'm concerned.
It
Yeah.
is again, being on that other side of the table and knowing that it's so interesting seeing it's not like there's one right way to do anything. And that's what I find so interesting and such a fun learning experience
Learning.
that is interesting. That's the only word I can think of. I'm going to say it a million times. Unique, interesting. But it's so fascinating when you bring someone in and you think they can do it a certain way, and then, oh, that's a different way. But I kind of like that, and I wasn't thinking about that. And I'm glad they made those choices instead of thinking how I wanted to see it. That's Did that come out as a sentence? That was a thought.
I
I'm.
don't,
It's
but I
been a
got it
day.
though. I
Did it?
understood
Did
it.
you
So.
make? Okay, it made sense. That kind of was half a sentence, but he nodded. So English is hard. Oh God. But no, it's true. Being behind the scenes, it definitely gives you perspective and honestly appreciation for the crew. They are hard workers. That is not easy.
Yeah,
Oh
and
my.
I mean, as a producer, I treat everyone with respect. I don't care if you're a production assistant just driving around and getting some food or breakfast. I don't care who you are. I still respect you, you know, and I always treat people with respect, and you know, I tell each and every one on my set, thank you, you know,
Yeah.
at the end of the day. And and some producers, they forget that, you know, they forget to do that, and I think that it's I don't know, it's just it's so important to be kind in this industry, you
But I
know?
think that's just because you're a nice human being, right? It's not that it's not hard to be nice to people, but it's an effort, right? You have to acknowledge that someone did something, right? Instead of being
Yeah,
in your own way, everyone's working together. They're here to it doesn't matter if they had a smaller role or a larger role, they were still there and they helped. So the fact that you
exactly.
acknowledge everyone, that's great. And that's what
Absolutely.
everyone should do.
Yeah.
I go back to my theater days of there's no small role, but there is such a thing as a small role. I've had them. I There are small roles, okay? That line is garbage, but still acknowledging the people that do. I love when again, we were talking before, when I would love to watch those people that have the smaller roles, that make those choices, that make things so, add such a little, it's a nuance, but it just makes the production so much better. And they're, because they know that if they're on stage or they're in a film, they're contributing, right? And that's,
Yeah.
and even behind the scenes too, but I always think of on stage because that's what I see. But that being said, I remember when I was working, this is when I used my physio skills, and I was working on a film called Full Out. It's on Netflix. Plug. Sean Cisterna, good job. But
We're gonna go check it out now.
my hair is in it. I was an extra. I was treating someone's neck. It was great. My hair looked luscious. Anyways, there were some extras that I didn't realize could really overdo it and pull focus. So I had to keep changing the exercises I was giving them. And I thought that was so interesting. I never knew how much someone could overdo a calf raise and pull the focus from the main. I was fascinated by certain people. So that was a fun learning experience for me as to what I should get. And also making someone do 100 bicep curls because they keep doing the same repetitive movement. That was cruel. I suggested a lighter weight in my defense, but I digress. It's just so interesting being that, and it was kind of cool. Like I put a line in. I got to say, it was so fun. I said, okay, they said, Robyn, give her an exercise to say so she sounds like a physio. And I did. And she said it. And I thought, oh my God, a line of mine is on Netflix. It's my heart. I don't need a script credit. I just know. And now you know, and anyone else watching this knows. One
Absolutely.
of my lines.
You came up with that sentence. Yeah.
It was on the spot, total improv. I knew my physio degree would come in handy someday, and that use it for that. But that's the thing, when you're producing and you're writing and you're creating, to see that come to life. Oh, it's such a cool feeling. It really is.
It is. Yeah.
I get excited.
It's definitely, it's stressful, you know. You have a lot of responsibilities on your shoulders, and especially at the union set, right? So well,
yes, the union, you have all the COVID protocol as well now that you have to figure out.
Yeah.
So that's, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. And you gotta, yeah, in terms of,
well, is there certain hours? So again, I'm still non-union, but are there certain hours you have to abide by? Otherwise everyone's overtime and that costs a lot more. Is that what's so specific about the union that makes it, aside from everyone having contracts as well and getting paid, but
yeah, absolutely. I don't know, just
I do
in terms of
free sometimes. It's fine. Okay.
Yeah, you know, like keeping it to 8 hours, and keeping everybody fed, and making sure that, you know, everybody's you know, taken care of, and yeah, basically making sure the set is safe and people are happy and well fed, and nobody's feeling uncomfortable, and yeah, you know, different technicalities.
But well fed is key, honestly. You can tell when someone is hangry, which I think is hungry angry. It was in a commercial. It's quite funny. But then do you order from the same place every time? Because I've been on sets and no one likes that. It's like, oh, Subway again.
Yeah,
they get very angry. Okay.
That's the thing, right? You know, like, I truly believe that you really should feed people well on set. Otherwise, it's just you know, I'm not gonna order pizza or Subway. You know,
So I'm hearing you have gourmet meals, so everyone's going to want to audition for you because. But I mean, that it makes a difference, right? If I'm well fed, I'm going to perform better because I'm happy with. I love my food, so
exactly.
I'm happy after I eat. I'm gonna. Here you go. I'll try extra hard because you fed me. Thank you.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's a good chunk of the budget should be allocated for food, and you know, it just makes people happy. You know, it just makes people want to work with you again, and it's just you know, it's just one way to show appreciation, you know, to people. So definitely, yeah.
Is it harder now? I'm thinking as you feed people on set, because there's so many diets now. So do you have like a vegan, vegetarian? Do you do kosher? I don't know. The Jew in me wants to know. Curious. I mean, I would just ask for vegetarian or vegan, depends on my mood. But how many different diets, gluten free, all that stuff, or
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, before even anything, I would have a spreadsheet with each and everyone's names and their diet restrictions
organized?
and yeah, and you might be surprised, like some people are very specific with what they need to eat,
I am
you know.
not surprised. No, I'm not, because I would be
Yeah.
the same way. I tend, when I say that though, I actually just bring my own food because I don't want to be that person. But then I realize if I actually end up booking a significant amount, that I won't be super picky, but I'll be like,
Yeah, I mean
yeah.
it's your diet. We have to respect that, All producers should respect everyone's diet.
I
So,
find that I always hear some interesting requests that certain people wanted, like, oh, I think it was Nicole Kidman and she needed Aussie bites or something. Or that being said, after she requested that, I tried them. I got them at Costco. They were great. Okay, so I appreciate that request because it was quite delicious. So I understand that, but oh, I'm getting very off topic with food now because I'm getting hungry and it's almost my dinner time. I don't, oh, what did Kaya have for lunch? That's where we left off this morning. What did you end up making?
I made her scrambled eggs
Oh,
with
oh.
hot dog and some rice and bananas.
Wait, were
You
there
can
bananas
tell.
in the scrambled eggs? Because that's a little.
No, 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 it's a dessert.
I don't think
Bananas
they
are dessert.
pair well together. I'm
No,
just.
I see. You can tell I don't cook. I think about, okay, what do I have in the fridge that I can just like put in there?
This
You
is
know?
this is the Chop TV show. You have the four ingredients and you make it work, and you did.
Yeah,
And
exactly. You got to make it work,
it
right?
was
So,
rice banana pudding. There you go. It's
it's yeah. I mean, she's happy with it, so
they're
I
so
know they're
easy to
healthy,
please.
so
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It's like chicken nuggets every day. You're fine. But like the healthy kinds,
yeah,
that's cute.
yeah.
Uh, I want to make sure. Did we talk about everything? I don't want to miss anything. I can't. And like I'm trying to replicate it, and then we went on tangents. We can't replicate it. Uh,
No, no. I mean, we
honestly,
talked
though,
about Barbie dolls,
we did
but
talk about Barbie dolls, but it didn't
I
come
don't
up
think we need to repeat
organically.
it.
I don't think we have to.
No, I don't
Uh,
think we need to.
this is what. Oh wait, okay. I will ask you a question. I asked someone this on a previous IG live. If we want to stick to Barbie dolls, if you had a Barbie doll of yourself, what would it be? What would they be wearing? How would they be styled? This was actually a
Um,
question I was reading on fun questions to ask when I was really struggling with how to do these Instagram lives. So I had like a set of questions, and now I'm like, see what happens.
um, I feel like this is my iconic, like a little hoodie with a hat,
It does
and
totally have a Toronto Actors Studio logo on it.
yeah, it is. I think this is me. So it would be my Barbie doll version. This would be my Barbie
Would it
doll
be
look.
jeans or sweatpants?
Jeans.
Jeans, classic. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Would you have an additional going out outfit? Would you throw on a leather jacket just to have a change? Okay.
Yeah, I
Keep
do
it
have a
classy.
leather jacket. Yes. I do have a leather jacket that I always wear, and that's also it's actually started with my short film, Diamond in the Rough, and ever since then that became my image. So that's
Well, I mean, you
pretty
wore
cool.
that leather jacket in that little mini series thing that we did, so I called it a web series because it sounds fancy. You threw that on, and I thought that's such a unique stripe. It was
Yeah,
so cool. And when I
yeah, I
see
love
that now, I'm thinking, yeah, that's that. I don't even need to see your face. I just see the little,
it.
yeah, that's that. That's him. I've never seen it anywhere else, honestly, and it's so cool to have a jacket like that.
Yeah, I love that jacket. So yeah.
Did you buy it for Diamond in the Rough, or did they give it to you on set?
No, I did. I bought it for
Ooh.
for the film, and I like to create my own characters, and I like to get my own wardrobe for my own characters, and I spend my own money on it. I don't, so it's my own little creation,
That's
right?
so interesting.
Yeah, every character I play, I try to, except, of course, if the studio wants me to wear specifics, then I would. But
I mean, for the most part, I feel as though students wouldn't complain, right? Because they're saving
mhm.
money on your wardrobe. That is so,
Yeah,
I've never heard anyone say that. I love seeing what they're going to dress me in. It always surprises me. When I get the role of a mom, I think, oh, is that how a mom should dress? That's cool. I I learn about fashion when I book things. I'm like, oh, interesting. That's how someone, okay, that's how a 25-year-old would dress. Okay, cool. Got it. Noted. I'm not hip. I I did a commercial
I'm
during
not hip
COVID.
either. So
Well, no, because I had to bring my clothes on set once, and they said, we don't like your clothes. I apologize. I don't like them either. Just fashion is very confusing to me, so I'm gonna go with my casual black shirt now. But it's it's always very interesting. I appreciate the wardrobe because that's hard work, and the
mhm.
sizes. I don't know. This is my size at one store. Is it the same where you're buying it? Sometimes it is. Sometimes it isn't.
Yeah,
I found that interesting.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
This is me learning. I like to overshare. Okay, that's I got a pity laugh that I wasn't happy with that. It wasn't funny, and now you're just chuckling to be polite. It's the Canadian in you right now, and it's
No, that's what people tell me, but I find everything funny. So, it's
oh.
like not
Well,
funny,
maybe
funny, but
because
I
you
just
prefer being a dramatic actor, so when someone says anything that makes you chuckle, you're
I
like
smile, yeah, I chuckle.
non-drama.
Yeah.
That's fair. I'm
So,
noticing
yeah.
your ring right now, and I'm getting that's a cool ring.
Yeah, I like black jewels. So,
Why?
I'm not sure. It's just
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. I'm always into like black jewelry, so I used to wear earrings that's got some little
What?
like black
Do you
jewel in
still have
it.
the holes, or do the ears close? Or
No, they're still there.
when did you get your earrings? That's so cool. That's such a fun fact.
I don't know. That was grade 10, grade
Whoa.
11, many moons ago. And every now and then I put it in, and I feel like I want to be cool. All right, I'm gonna put it in and
I
just walk
mean,
around with
that's a cool. There's something about your face changes when I see a guy with an ear. I'm like, there's something about you. I can't put my finger on it, but you look cool. And it's usually the earring or the leather jacket. So you have both, which is great. So you're just gonna be the epitome of cool in my eyes.
it. I
And
am
then I'm your
nowhere
profile,
cool.
right? You're cool both sides of your face because you got the two,
Yeah,
not just the one. So,
yeah. I do not consider myself as cool. So,
but you act cool, right? And seeing is believing. So
yeah.
I see you acting cool, and I believe it.
It's all
I don't know.
acting. Yeah.
Yeah, it is, right? And that's how we know you're talented. Because like I don't know, believing he's cool. I mean, yeah, that's
Well, I'm
this
looking
is.
forward to work with you at some point.
I would love
So.
that. I would really love to eat the food on your set.
I'll be like, this section is for Robyn, all right? We're gonna have to make this corner.
Oh, this high maintenance girl that's like excessively high maintenance on the weirdest things. She gets this corner here.
Yeah, we need red M&Ms in this
Um,
bowl.
I
Yeah.
I wish I don't even have the heart to say that because I don't care about that stuff. But I have to choose. That's our homework. I've decided we have to choose a food that we're very selective about, similar to the red M&M. That when we get the star role in the biggest feature film ever, that we have to make that request. And please message me when you do, which will probably be in like a week or two. But I just need I need to decide on this. Ooh, I don't know what it should be. I don't want it to be too easy, but I don't want it to be
I
too
like
hard.
noodle soups.
But you should choose, okay, you should say, I want the mushroom noodle soup. Pick out all the mushrooms
Yeah,
because you like the mushroom taste-ish, but you don't like eating the mushrooms. So someone has to pick out the mushrooms and then make the soup. That could be
that's right.
fun.
Yeah, it has to be in there 30 seconds before I start eating. Yeah,
Yes, specify the temperature
that's right.
and maybe a dash of a certain seasoning, but a rare seasoning, not just salt or pepper. It has to be like turmeric or
Yeah.
ooh, sage. I don't think sage would go well with soup. Cumin. I never know how to pronounce that one.
Cumin. Yeah, I don't know. Cumin. Cumin, I guess. Yeah.
paprika. Now I'm just saying spices. Oh, I'm excited for this one. Yes, that would be a really weird contract to write, but actually not. I think there's weirder ones. I really do.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah,
I
but
mean, yeah, it doesn't. I don't know. I don't think I could ever negotiate a contract. I would just be so excited to get anything that I'm like,
yeah,
okay, yes to everything. I'm just excited to be here. Let's film. And then I'm like, oh,
yeah,
you're
me
supposed to
too.
negotiate. Okay, whoops, my bad. Learn the hard way.
I'll be like, I want vegetarian food, and eggs are not vegetables. So
They're
I know
not
some people consider that to be vegetables, and
really.
yeah, to me, it's like, okay, egg, it's not a vegetable. So yeah,
It's not. That's it's not a question. That's a very true statement. That's I've never heard of
yes,
anyone calling an egg a vegetable. Huh.
yeah, some restaurants, when you go there and you say, you order something vegetarian, and then you see eggs in there, and they're like, oh, really? You don't eat eggs? I mean, no, it's not a vegetable.
It's not
No.
that, huh? Well, I know to ask for that if I order. Okay, that's interesting. Huh.
Yeah.
This is I've learned. See, this is the biggest takeaway I think from today. We might highlight this segment. Eggs, are they vegetables? No.
No.
Everyone should know. Thank you for sharing. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for doing this again. I don't know how much time we have, but I don't want to keep you any longer because this has been it's been
Absolutely.
oh God, I felt terrible. But like I love chatting with you. I love your
Me
vibe. I
too.
love all the projects you're doing. And I'm just the amazing community that you're creating. So you keep doing you and I look forward to seeing your next projects. I will watch the paranormal one. I will be
I'll
terrified.
send you the first copy.
Oh
Yeah.
God. Okay. Please send me the minutes when I should look away. That is my that's my high maintenance request. Watch it with my husband, and he'll be okay. It's coming up. Look away. But no,
Oh,
I'm
thank you
excited.
so
Just yeah, I
much.
hope it works in April, May shooting. That's what you said.
Yeah, yeah. We're
It's gonna be
hoping
great.
anyways.
Yeah,
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me, Robyn.
my
It's
pleasure.
always it's a pleasure. And I'm glad we had to do this a
I
second time
I
today.
think we generated some funner ideas. Funner is now a word. That's another idea.
That's right.
No, this was great. Thank you so much again for your time, and
No
yeah, have
problem.
a great class tonight.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, I'm gonna end it awkwardly as I tend to do. There we go. Okay. Bye.
Bye.